You can hold up your phone, snap a photo of what is in your fridge, and ask the AI what you can cook. You can talk to it out loud and it talks back. It can paint you a picture from a sentence. So obviously inside it must have a vision system and a separate hearing system and a separate drawing system, all wired together into one app. That is the natural assumption, and it is completely wrong. The truth is stranger and far more elegant. The exact same machinery you have been learning, tokens, embeddings, attention, the next word loop, is all it uses. It does not have different senses. It has one trick that it plays on everything. Remember the shape of everything we have built. Text gets chopped into tokens. Each token becomes a point in a space of meaning, and attention lets those points mix and update each other. Now here is the realization that quietly unlocked modern AI. That pipeline does not actually care that the points came from text. Feed it any sequence of points and it will hunt for patterns and relationships in them, no matter what they originally were. The machine eats points. So the entire problem of giving an AI eyes and ears collapses down to a single question. How do you turn a picture or a sound into points? Start with an image. You cannot pour a whole photo in at once, so you do the very same thing you did to a sentence. You cut it into pieces. Slice the image into a neat grid of little square patches like a checkerboard laid over the picture. This patch is a scrap of sky, that one is the corner of someone's eye, this one is a bit of grass. And each patch gets turned into a list of numbers, a point, in exactly the same way a word became a point. A patch token instead of a word token. And just like that, a photograph stops being pixels and becomes what the model already knows how to handle. A sequence of points, no different in form from a sentence. Sound works on the same principle. A sound wave first gets turned into a kind of picture of itself, a fingerprint showing which pitches are loud at each moment in time. Then you slice that picture into short time slivers, this tiny slice of a moment, the next slice, the next, and turn each sliver into a list of numbers, a point. So now your audio too is just a sequence of points marching through time. Do you see the pattern? Whatever the sense, the move is always identical. Cut it into pieces. Turn each piece into a point. Words, patches of an image, slivers of sound, all funneled down into the one currency the model understands. And now the beautiful payoff. All of these points, the ones from text, the ones from image patches, the ones from sound, get dropped into the same space of meaning we built back in the embeddings episode. The same one. So the point for the written word cat and the point for an actual patch of a cat's furry face end up sitting close together because they mean the same thing. Which means when you show it a photo of a dog and type "what breed is this?", the image points and the word points line up side by side in one single sequence, and the very same attention you already understand lets them reach across and reference each other. The word this physically reaches out and attends to the patches of the dog. One space, one mechanism, many senses, finally speaking the same language. This is why the picture of bolted-together modules is so wrong. The most modern models are built multimodal from birth, trained on text and images and sound all together in one shared space, so that seeing and reading and hearing are not separate organs. They are the same understanding wearing different inputs. And it runs in reverse too, to create things, not just understand them. Some image models do it exactly like text, predicting a sequence of image tokens one after another, the very same next token loop, then turning those tokens back into pixels. Others build the picture a completely different way, starting from a field of random static and sharpening it into an image over many passes. But either way, the lesson holds. The same kind of machinery, pointed in the other direction, can create as well as understand. So multimodality is not some second, exotic kind of AI. It is the same idea you already hold, taken to its logical conclusion. If you can turn anything, words, images, sound, into points in one shared space, then a single machine with a single mechanism can understand all of it at once. The senses were never the hard part. The shared space was the whole idea. But every single thing we have described, the meaning space, the attention patterns, the billions of frozen weights that pull all of this off, rests on one question we have kept postponing. Those numbers start as pure random noise. Who or what sets them? Next time we finally watch random noise teach itself to model the world. That is pre-training.